welcome back to the colouring zone. My name's Helena. So today I am going to be doing the colour scare tag. So I was tagged by the beautiful Elm colours as well as Colouring with Kay. So thank you both ladies for tagging me. I really do appreciate it. So this was created by Emma Colours 2020 and Colourfully Optimistic. I believe it was a bit of a collab between the two of them. So there are, how many questions are there? Let's have a look. There are 20 questions. So the first question is, so first off, before I get the questions, I should open the book. So this is spirit animals. So I've been working on this page here. Now, I can't believe it's taken me so long to finish this page, but also to actually do this tag. So I was tagged at the start of the month and it's just taken me forever, but it has been a very, very busy month. So that's probably why. So the first question is, what weapon would you choose if you were living in The Walking Dead? So me and my husband did get into the groove of actually getting into The Walking Dead, but we didn't actually. I think we watched maybe five of the seasons, and it was just getting so, you know, everyone's dying. So, but I know a little bit about it. I'm just using some Renaissance colours. So these are little test cards that I got to try them out. I haven't actually got a bit of tissue though, which could be a problem. 2 seconds. So I'm really hoping to be able to finish this. If not, then obviously I can finish it off camera. But it would be nice to finish it because we're now on the 30th of October and Halloween is tomorrow. And obviously it's the end of the month, so completed pages. I don't think this is going to be big enough, this small enough, this brush. Yeah, it's not really going to work. It's not a very good start, is it? Typical. It's like a proper blob of water. Anyway, so my choice would probably be something that doesn't make as much noise. So like something like a gun would probably not work that well because it attracts all of the zombies. So I would probably say something like a nail gun. Only because it's a bit different. I have watched other people's responses. Some of them were absolutely brilliant. So Sassy Colours, her response was brilliant. She like really went into like detail of her choice and the rationale behind it. I just thought it was great. Yeah, I will tag her. We'll tag her channel and tag her video down below, as well as the ladies that also created this and the ladies that tagged me. So Elm Colours and Colouring with Kay. So yeah, so I would choose a nail gun purely because it doesn't create as much noise as what a gun would, and hopefully then I wouldn't have to get as close to them. But then I suppose, I don't know. I have never had a nail gun. I've got no idea what it's like, but hopefully it will be powerful enough to be able to pierce them so then they die. But yeah, so there's the first question. So next question is, if you were paid to stay the night in a haunted house, would you, and how much would they have to give you? I wouldn't say like I'm a really scared person. I say that, but then I never used to watch horror films, so I was a bit of a scaredy cat, but I've got a bit better as I've got a little bit older. I would say, like, you know, if someone was to say, oh yeah, I'll give you 500 quid if you stay in this haunted house, I'd be like, yeah, go for it. I wouldn't want to do it by myself though. It would have to be with my husband. Yeah, it would have to be with my husband, no one else. But yeah, so I'd be quite happy to do that for 500 quid. I think that was a pretty good deal. So what superstitions or urban legends do you believe in? So when you like say something, oh, this has never happened to me, you know, you say, oh, touch wood. I do actually do that. Not really. I don't really know about urban legends though. I do think everything happens for a reason, which normally gets me through things. If I'm going through a rough time, I'm like, it's meant to happen. This is meant to happen. I'm being tested. So, yeah, I can't really think of any other ones. No, I would say that's probably my answer, really. I mean, I don't really believe in picking up a penny because it's like good luck, or I just don't. I'm not really sort of into that. What other ones? No, I can't think of any other ones. So yeah, there's my answer. So the next question is, which horror movie did you never get over? So I would say the horror movie that I never got over, so it came out in 2019, and it's called Midsummer. I hope I'm saying that right. And it is about a group of friends. She goes with her boyfriend. Her boyfriend's going to this place, and it's like a festival of some sort in his friends, like his like, you know, where he's from. So I believe it's in Sweden. I could be wrong. But it's almost like a cult, but it just gets so, like, some of it's weird, which is fine, but then there's one scene in particular that is just so, like, awful, where the leader has to sacrifice themselves, and it is just, it's just hideous. Like, I've never really got over that. I would say that's something that, I've never really got over. A funny story, though, on the other hand, is I watched a movie. I got no idea what it's called. It might have been a series, actually. And he's, like, running through the woods, and I think there's a girl as well. Anyway, so it was more funny than anything because it wasn't really meant to be scary. So when I was younger, I used to watch something called, like, Jeopardy, and it was like a kids program, and it was quite scary, but it was very, very similar to that. But I think it's aimed at, like, young adults. But anyway, we were watching it in bed, me and my husband, when we first, I think we'd only been together for a couple of years, and I had a cup of tea, and we were watching it. I don't know why, but we were watching it in the morning, and it made me jump, and I spilled tea absolutely everywhere, all over the bed. Luckily, it wasn't hot enough to burn me or him, which was good. But so that's that's quite funny. There's been other films as well, but I would suppose because this one here is like, because it was quite. Only not that long ago, my husband persuaded me to watch it. He's watched it so many times since, and I'm just like, why would you ever want to watch that? So I wouldn't recommend it to people because I'm scarred by it. I would not watch it. If I was you, my advice would be not to watch it because it's just very, very disturbing. It's more of a psychological thing, but there are some very gory parts in it. So there's that one. So, what is your favourite scary and or Halloween colouring book? So I don't actually own any Halloween or scary colouring books. I suppose the nearest one that I've probably got is, oh my gosh, am I going to even be able to think? So it's Clara Markova's new book. So I think it's A Fairy Touch of Magic. So it's got quite a few Christmas and Halloween ones in there. I mean, it was bought out sort of last year, just before Halloween. So I suppose it was maybe bought out. Some of the things are related, but then you've got some books that are that have got like seasons in them. But that's the closest one that I've probably got. I have also got Jasmine Beckett Griffiths, and that's not really Halloween though, is it? And it's not like it's the Halloween version of it either. So so there's my answer for that one. Next question, so number 6 is, what is the scariest book you've ever read? So I've not really read that many books in general. Books that I have read that I did find really scary, but I think maybe because I was quite young when I read it, I think that might have played a part in it. And it was by James Patterson. It's more of like a thriller. It's basically about a woman that's a photographer that's having an affair with someone, and it all sort of goes horribly wrong. And yeah, she like, I think what happens is that she sees the future. I could be completely wrong. People are probably watching this thinking, what are you talking about? That's not what happened. But I found it quite scary. I was only 15 at the time. It would be interesting to see if I read it again, like whether it would have the same effect. Yeah, so there's that one. If you could be a scary monster, what would you be? Well, so what would I be? If I didn't have a choice and I had to be a scary monster or something that's seen as scary, it's probably like Sully from Monsters Inc. I know that's not really, probably cheating a little bit, but yeah, I'm not really like, you know, Michael Myers, or I don't really want to have to choose, you know, someone that like hunts children, kills children, or like Pennywise or something like that. Yeah, I was just recently actually watching a video by Bailey Sarian. So she does videos. This is no way, like, I'm not sponsored by her in any way, of course. She is quite a big YouTuber, so you might have heard of her, but I do really like her videos. And she talks about like dark history and also crime, and she was doing one about Slender Man. I suppose that's the other thing that I've watched that's been quite scary is it's actually a series. It's called something Hill House. I found that quite scary. It's only been in the last, sorry, I just knocked the camera. It's only been in the last like few years that I've really started getting into like horror movies and programs and things. When I first met my husband, if anything was rated an 18 like a film, I would tell him that I wasn't going to watch it because it was for an 18. Like, that's how bad I was. I would only watch things maximum like 15. Which is like, it sounds ridiculous saying it now, but at the time, like, I really was not into it. So yeah, so slightly different now. I've even forgot what the question is. Sorry, guys. Oh yeah, if you could be a scary monster, what would you be? So I'd say Sully from Monsters Inc. Where is the scariest place you've ever been? I would say probably when I was a child and we were staying in a cottage in France with my godmother, and she's got like 4 children, and then my mum and dad have got me and 2 other girls, so I've got 2 sisters. But we were watching, I think it was a program about it was about Candyman. I'm sure it was Candyman. I can't really remember the film itself. I just remember after being absolutely terrified, and we all watched it together, all the children apart from the youngest because he was quite a bit younger. And yeah, I was absolutely terrified. We all were. You know, even my sister and their oldest child. So they were like 3 years older, but it was still, it was just, yeah, it wasn't very nice. I barely got any sleep. Like, there were lots of, I was worried that, you know, the candy man was going to like come out of the mirror and kill me. So yeah, and it was such an old cottage that it was creaking, and you know, it was, yeah, it really was not pleasant. I think it was quite windy, so I remember things were creaking a bit more than probably what they would have done. But we had watched a scary movie and then we were going to sleep. I think our parents were relatively close by, but I don't think they were actually in the cottage. I think they were in the pub. So yeah, it was pretty scary. Yeah, so that one there. So maybe like the movie itself, I don't really remember, but the actual place itself. So I think that's probably quite a good one. So the next question is, are you scared of the dark? And if so, what scares you the most about it? I'm not really scared of the dark. And actually, you know, if I get up in the night, I try not to turn the lights on because I know it's going to wake me up. And yeah, I don't really, I used to be when I was young, not as much as what my sister was, my younger sister. She was really, and I think she still is a little bit. Yeah, so I mean, really, you know, what I used to be scared of was like the unknown, that someone was there, rather than anything else. I do believe in ghosts though. So, and I'm sure I felt something before. Like I was in bed and I could feel like someone's like hand or like a weight like on the, you know, on the covers. But I don't remember being, and I was quite young, I don't remember being scared. I think a family member had recently like passed away, so I thought maybe it was the family member. But yeah, so there's that question. Again, I've forgotten what the question was. I'm just talking. So yeah, really, what I'm scared most about is an actual living person rather than a spirit. But anyway, so do you go to the toilet with the lights on or off after a scary movie? And if you have a closet, would you need to have the door fully closed to sleep? I would say no. I mean, last night I watched A Nightmare on Elm Street. So funny. So Nightmare on Elm Street, for some reason I kept thinking when this title comes up, because I've never seen it before, and I watched the old version rather than the new one because I don't think the new one got that good of ratings. But I thought Elm Street was from the Muppets. And I was like, I don't understand why I thought that. And I never really watched the Muppets as a child. But I always thought that, yeah, Elm Street, it was something to do with the Muppets. And I was talking to my husband about it, and I was like, I don't know why I thought that. And then I was like, well, is there any street or persons called, like, Elm? And he was like, oh, well, there's Elmo. And he was like, the street is called Sesame Street. And I was like, oh, well, okay. Anyway. So, yeah, that was quite funny. But, yeah, so after the film, I went upstairs with the lights off, got into bed and had the silence on. And then when I got up to go to the toilet, I just keep the lights off. And actually my closet or my wardrobe / closet is very, very big, and we always have it open. And it annoys me because it makes the room look so much more messy because it's very, very disorganised. But no, it doesn't bother me having it open at all. So yeah. And also the other part of that is that actually I've not really been watching scary movies for that long, because as I said before, I did used to, you know, completely avoid things that were rated over 15. So yeah. The other thing that I recently watched actually was Squid Game. Now that, I am so shocked. It's more of a psychological sort of thriller, but then there is a lot of gore in it, and that's only rated 15. which just seems crazy to me. I'm not going to say anything about the actual thing itself, but apart from we really enjoyed it, we watched it very, very in quick succession, should I say. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. So we did watch that one, and we've watched all of them now, so we are up to date. But yeah, I definitely recommend watching that. I believe it's on Netflix. Yeah. So there's that one. So do you prefer to watch scary movies with others or alone? I would not watch a scary movie by myself. It's just not something, to be honest, I don't even watch movies by myself. I just see it as like a social thing that, you know, so I'll either watch it with my husband or family members or whatever, but scary movies in particular, I would probably only watch them with my husband. Like, I do not know how people can go to the cinema and watch like a horror movie. I would just find it I am jumpy as hell anyway. But watching it in the cinema with like surround sound and the whole, yeah, that would be my worst nightmare. I think the experience would be a lot worse in the cinema. I don't think I'd ever watch a horror movie in the cinema. It's just not. I want the comfort of my own home. So yeah, my answer to that is I have to be with people. It would have to be my husband. So would you want to be a vampire, zombie or werewolf, and why? Do you know what? It's got to be a vampire. There's a sex appeal about vampires, isn't there? More so than a zombie or a werewolf. But yeah, vampires, I used to love that programme. There was one called Vampire Diaries, which wasn't very scary at all, to be honest. And then there was also another one. I cannot remember the name of it for the life of me. I'm so bad. I watched all of the series. I've watched them twice, actually. I watched it when I was younger, and then I've watched it again as an adult. The main character is called Suki. If anyone knows what it's called, please let me know in the comments. I really can't remember. Anyway, but yeah, so I would definitely choose a vampire. I think, you know, they look normal. Although they can't necessarily go out in daylight, at least they look okay. Whereas zombie they've not got the best look, have they, really? Or a werewolf. So, yeah. So, next question is, do you prefer gory, creepy or cute and spooky? So, relating to colouring, I would definitely say cute and spooky. Like, the cute... Oh, actually, that's another book that I didn't mention. Cute and Creepy by Camilla D'Erico. Like, I absolutely love that book. And I've actually done a couple of pictures, which you'll be seeing in my completed pictures for this month. So, yeah. So, yeah, I would definitely say more, like, yeah, cute. And also, I wouldn't know how to colour blood or anything like that. I've got no idea. So it doesn't really appeal to me. I've seen some absolutely fabulous works done from, I believe it's Alan Robinson. I could be completely wrong. He does the horror colouring books, and they look absolutely amazing. But it's not really something that would interest me in colouring, if I'm completely honest. Yeah, so there's that one. Now, what scares you the most about being home alone? What scares me the most is someone trying to break in. I live in like a housing estate, so there are quite a few houses. But there has been, although it's a really nice area, there have been a few issues with not necessarily actual break-ins, but people attempting to break in. So it really, really did scare me, because there was a person, or there was someone that was trying to open our front door. So it was in the middle of the night, and I could hear them trying to physically open the door. And that just, this is actually before we had my son, but yeah, it doesn't even bear thinking about the thought of someone, you know, invading your privacy and being in your home where it's like your safe place. So that's the thing that I fear the most. And, you know, it's never happened to me. Like, there's been no home invasions in my life, but for some reason it's something that really does scare me. Yeah, so that's the thing that scares me most about being home alone. But actually, to be honest, when I am home alone, I actually really like it, because, you know, I can just watch whatever. I can watch whatever, you know, when my husband and son are here. But, you know, I'm just sort of like in my own little zone, and I can do lots of colouring and watch loads of YouTube videos, and I can just sit there for hours. And I do quite like that. And actually, my husband did go out to it was a stag do, and he was gone overnight, and it didn't actually bother me in any way. So, but that's what scares me about being someone breaking in, not necessarily me being home alone, but just someone breaking in. So there's that one. Now, would you rather walk through a cornfield or forest in the dark? I would say definitely in the forest. Yeah, I suppose the cornfields here, though, in England, they're not like, you know, 6 foot tall or higher. They're like pretty short. So maybe I would. So probably a cornfield rather than in a forest, because in the forest you've got well, the trees are absolutely massive, and you don't know who's lurking around. So yeah, so there's that one. So if you could make a magic potion, what would it do, and what ingredients would it take to make it? That's a really good one. So I would want to make a magic potion to make me quicker at doing things, whether it's, you know, colouring, doing my job, or cleaning, like just anything that makes me do it like 10 times quicker would be absolutely amazing. So then I've got more time. And my ingredients would be, I don't know, something like popping candy, some honey, anything sweet. Anything sweet. Nothing like, you know, out there, because I wouldn't want to drink it. It would be something that I would drink. And, you know, yeah, so there's that one. These are such good questions. Like, this is such an unusual tag. I'm really enjoying it. So the next one is, so we've only got a few questions left actually. So what was your favourite Halloween costume of all time? So as a child, my mum still is actually, she's very anti-Halloween. She sees it as like, you know, an American thing, and she always talks about the really bad things. Like, she talks about, how when I was younger, she used to say, well, you know, in America, you know, they put raisins and apples and just like, but she just, yeah, so she really was not keen on it. I think she's got a bit better actually. Like with her grandchildren, she's a bit better and a bit more open to it, but she's really not a fan. And I don't think her parents were either, so it wasn't really something that she celebrated as a child either. And I suppose is it quite a new thing for the UK? Like, I swear it's a bit bigger than what it used to be. Like, I don't remember there being so much hype about it when I was younger. I don't remember there being things like having like 2 aisles of stuff. But the outfit that I did wear as an adult to a Halloween party was like a steampunk sort of costume. And I had like a little hat and some goggles and stuff, and my husband dressed up as well. It was just great. I had such a nice time. It was a house party. So yeah, that was probably my all-time favourite costume, but then that's the only costume that I really worn. The other costume that I've worn for Halloween, but no one was dressed up when I went out as like a 20-year-old. I might have been a bit older than that, but I dressed up as like Snow White, and yeah, I felt a bit silly really, so that wasn't probably my favourite costume just because I didn't have the best. I mean, it was still enjoyable, but it was, yeah, not quite the same. But yeah, so I'd say definitely the steampunk outfit. Very expensive though, it was not cheap. Like by the time we'd bought both of our outfits, we went to a Halloween shop. And this is the other thing, if we'd gone online, it would have probably been a lot cheaper, but we did it last minute. And it cost like, I think it was like almost £100. It was just crazy. So, yeah, costly, but good fun. And we've still got the costumes, so we can, I'm sure we'll wear them again at some point. So the next one is, what would you rather have as a friend? Who would you rather have as a friend? Michael Myers, Pennywise, Alien, Predator, or Freddy Krueger, and why? So Freddy Krueger is quite a new character to me because I only watched A Nightmare on Elm Street yesterday. And he's a child murderer, isn't he? But then I suppose so is Pennywise. Do you know what? I'm gonna go with Pennywise just because although he's really scary and he's a clown, like, if you don't believe in his antics, then actually he doesn't have any power. Whereas, I suppose with Freddy Krueger it's the same, isn't it? But I'm going to go with Pennywise, and that's a very sort of wishy-washy reason, but, you know, please forgive me. So the next question is, who are the 3 people you would like to participate in the scare tag? So I am not going to tag anyone because I have left it so late to doing this. I would have tagged definitely Chelsea Jade Murray, but she's actually done it. So, but yeah, I was tagged such a long time ago and it's taken me ages. I've not got very far, look guys. I've like done hardly anything, but that's okay. I've enjoyed chatting and answering the questions, and I hope you've enjoyed this video. So yeah, I'm going to leave it there. I'm not going to tag anyone, but I will open it up. If anyone wants to participate, please do. Yeah, happy Halloween, everyone. It's actually, so I will be releasing this on Halloween. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed watching, and I shall see you in the next one. I've got quite a few I've got quite a few videos to film, and I have got some exciting things coming up. So please watch out for some. It's not going to be an announcement sort of video, so just watch out for it anyway. But yeah, so I shall see you really soon, guys. Take care, happy Halloween, and I'll see you soon. Bye, happy colouring.